I think it's actually going to be a better day to thin trees. It's a little bit colder. It's going to keep me from sweating so much. That's the bad part about it, is I start sweating when I'm working so hard. And then you get cold. Figure if I don't sweat, that sweat won't get me cold. I'm going to thin out this area right here, all these small pine trees. All these little guys are too close together, and a lot of them have a lot of mistletoe in them already, which is no good for them to be this young and have mistletoe. So I'm going to look through them and figure out which one's the best to keep and chop the rest of them down at the base. We'll see what we're left with. Hang out for a minute. When I'm trimming out an area like this that has pine trees stacked on top of each other, they're usually, I don't know, a foot and a half apart, and there's so many of them, there's no way that there's ever going to be enough water in the ground to sustain all those trees. So I go through and I basically cherry pick what I think are the healthiest trees. Eventually, the trees are going to be at least 6 to 8 feet apart, maybe 10 feet apart. They're not that far apart right now. And the reason being is I can see a lot of what's going on in some of these trees. I can see this tree right here. It's getting snowed on. But you can see the bark on the trunk of this tree. It's all worn off from an animal, maybe a deer rubbing its horns on it, trying to get the velvet off. But that tree's not going to be a healthy tree. The bark's not going to ever grow completely back around it. So I cut it out. There were other healthier trees around it. That one went. The other thing I'm looking for in these trees is mistletoe. A couple big pine trees right out there, right next to all these little ones, have a ton of mistletoe in them. And eventually I would like to be able to climb up those trees and cut that mistletoe out for the majority of the mistletoe out. It'll keep all the smaller trees underneath it healthy and hopefully mistletoe free. But I'm looking at this tree right here, and you can see the mistletoe just growing right out of the trunk all the way around. I mean, you're talking 9 inches from the base. That's not going to be a healthy tree. This tree, you can see how it's kind of bulbous right where the mistletoe is. It's going to grow funky branches. Going to kind of turn into something like this over here. Another way that mistletoe affects trees. It doesn't let them grow straight. They grow these bulbous, funky branches. They get fat branches coming off the side. It sucks the sap out of the tree. So I'm kind of looking for a tree that looks like this, or that I can see mistletoe in the base of it. And those are the first to go. And then I'm looking for trees like that one with the bark missing on it. I'll look and see if there's anything around it that's healthier. If there is, that goes. So after you're done thinning out the trees that are definitely not healthy, look back at what you have, see if the spacing is good enough for now. As they grow, I'll thin them out more to make sure they have enough water in the soil to sustain a healthy tree. But for now, these are fairly well spaced apart, good enough for right now. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna go further out there. Some more of those trees limbed up and thinned out. Till next time, guys, go make something.